So now I can probably start on a new thing with just Assassin's Creed in general. Like, I wanted, while I was clearing up the map, to do a brief history of Assassin's Creed, because I don't even remember at this point. This is like, what, the 10th one or the 11th one? And it has kind of strayed from its original focus. It the first three had to do with the whole 2012 business, where like and that's why they were trying to, like, if they had more time, if they created it earlier, they probably would have had the time to make games better. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the first three, technically the first five, because the when it was doing the Italian Renaissance, they, like, Ezio had a whole trilogy around him, but it was supposed to be, at the beginning, it was the Assassins versus the Templars, and that was a thing that really caught me because because it was the whole freedom versus everybody that tries to control you, right? Which, like, I connected to wholeheartedly. Like, I did it with Kids Next Door, and I did it again with Assassin's Creed, because I was a thinker when I was younger, like, I never really understood the whole, like, parents own you, you're their property, you have to do everything they say, you're not allowed to be a person, you're just a tool to be used. And that never, like, sat right with me. And then, you go out into the world and you realize that everybody treats you the same way, and they feel like that's all right, and it's, like, not. Like, I never grew out of my rebellious phase. Like, I always push back against all the closed-minded stuff, the anti-freedom, and it's like everybody, because, and I don't think that it's I don't really think that it's anybody's fault that they are the way that they are. Like, people used to be real people once upon a time, and you get to your 20s and you start to just go with what everybody says, and you don't really think for yourself because it's just kind of easier. But it's a whole cycle of everybody pushing everybody around, and everybody, like, talking down to everybody else, because, like, that's just what you do. Like, this world harvests misery. It's just what it does. So going back to, Assassin's Creed, there's supposed to be these artifacts, and they built it up through the first 5 games that, there was this first civilization, which is basically, like, what the gods are based off of. And they look like humans, but, like, imagine how probably the tallest person that you can get is and I mean the tallest person that you can be without having health issues is probably 6 foot something, like, when you're 7 foot, that gets to gigantism, and your heart can't pump the blood to all the areas as effectively as it needs to, so you die in, like, your 30s or 40s or something. And but yeah, like people, the tallest people anyways are like 7 feet, and I would probably call first civ like 10 feet minimum, if I want to really think about it, like, compared to, and that's one of the cool things about earlier Assassin's Creeds also, is that like, the modern ones have done away with that, but how I've said a number of times that Assassin's Creed made learning history cool. It it really did, because like that was one of the starting aspects of it, that it really engages you in history in a way that you wouldn't think about. And and then it started to do more First Civilization stuff, and it started to move away from the whole like freedom fighting thing, which completely makes sense, by the way, now that I think about it, because that's just the way the world is. It likes to quell rebellions and take the idea that you can fight for your right to be how you're meant to be away from you. That's just like how the world works for some reason. And but yeah, the First Civilization, they created these artifacts to like, it's this special metallic alloy or something, and it glows, and there's this like neuroreceptor in our brains that there's this neuroreceptor in our brains that makes us easily susceptible to what they want. Like, they can practically control your minds, you know. It's like the zombie drug. For lack of better terms. Or I don't know, maybe I've just been thinking about that recently, like I just want to dig that in. But then the whole thing with the Templars is that they want to get a hold of these artifacts so that they can control people, because they think that peace is everyone being one mind, one people, one direction, one line, one word, one way. Their word is God, their word is law, which really connects to, like I've been saying, the way that the world is, and that's why it connects to me, because I see the wrong in that, you know. Like, I would have been on the Creed side with fighting for freedom, and yeah, there was this like solar flare some time ago, and it wiped out most of the people, for civilization and humans alike, and then they had to rebuild the world again and start from scratch. And at the end of 3, the main character that you've been playing since the first game, kind of like, people say that when it was several years ago, it's not a spoiler anymore, but like, if people haven't heard of it, I still like to warn people what's going on. And yeah, your character that you play from the first game to Assassin's Creed 3, he dies at the end, sacrificing himself, because there are certain humans that have remnants of precursor power inside of them, and so he can activate, like, there are all these underground temples that they have, and he could activate this device that prevented the solar flare that would have killed everybody in 2012. I mean, the actual thing that it was, and I remember talking to people about this too, it was this asteroid Nibiru, Nibiru, that was going to crash into Earth. But we've heard of like I've heard of like 10, 20 of those since then, and it always gets like close to us, but it doesn't hit us. I don't know if there's like, if it's just because of like gravity repelling it just enough, or if there's some secret government stuff that they don't want to tell you about. But either way, like, we always just narrowly avoid disaster. Suspiciously, somehow. But yeah, the... Oh, jeez. Can I just... I know that if I hold X, I can just, like... It's supposed to be, ramming speed, you know, your rowers will... Your rowers will, just kick it in a high gear and just, like, rip their muscles trying to get you going. It's supposed to be for ramming into boats, but, you know, I do it for otherwise. I always kind of like that. Like, how are you getting stuff from all the way over there? But then again, I mean, you can practically do the same thing in Raft, so, like, it doesn't show it, but maybe there's, like, a hook going out or something. But yeah, it's like, after that, it kind of skewed the storyline with, and I guess you can think of it in trilogies, like, even though, like I said, 1, 2, and 3, were, like, 5 games in that story arc, but we're forgetting about that. That's, like, freedom fighting, then, the next trilogy is, initiates, like people that work for the Templars that don't exactly know that they're doing that. Like, they're only the higher ups know that they are trying to control the world, and that's it. But yeah, there was the pirate one. I don't even remember what the observatory does. There was this person that reincarnated, like, every... I don't know if it was a set number of years or just kind of random, but, like, he could keep his memories from all his past reincarnations, which, that was kind of interesting, I guess. And everybody hated Unity, but, like... personally, I thought it was good because it brought everything back to, like there used to be honor in what the assassins did, and then it all turned to brutal violence, like killing just for the sake of killing and not really any reason and not really any storyline. But I mean, it was all fun. Like, all of them were fun except for Syndicate. I mean, if Syndicate allowed you to have the grappling hook, like, closer to the middle of the game instead of the second to last chapter, and also, like, I always enjoyed that they had the longer storylines in the older ones, but I don't know. I felt like I had more story. I'm losing touch with that a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I don't have story for between 4 and the modern ones, because I was just gonna talk about where I am now with the start of this game is basically like and there's always, like, they call them different in the modern games. They're not Templars in ancient times. They're like the Order of the Ancients, or it's the Cult of Cosmos in Odyssey, where they, because, like I was talking about those underground temples before, there's this way to communicate with the old gods, the first civilization that died out thousands of years ago, because they had advanced technology that, like, they didn't just have the mind control stuff. You could talk to them over time, I guess, and they knew that you were a close descendant of one of them, and that's one of the reasons why when you level up you can get no fall damage, because you're practically half god. I don't know when exactly you're supposed to learn that, but it's at some point. So they have these oracles placed all throughout Greece that that give kind of false information, and you know how everything was back in those times, that they believed anything. They believed in mystics, they believed in psychics, and it's like, I do too, to an extent, but I also can see that a lot of them play it up and are fake about it, and it's very easily so just another, like, trying to control the world and push it towards their way kind of deals. And the oracle tells your parents that you and your brother need to be killed, so they throw you off of a cliff. Very, like, it's very 300 in the beginning. And I like that they give you choices in this, but when they redid everything, like, this doesn't feel like classic Assassin's Creeds at all. Like, you can climb anything that you want to. You can climb anything that you want to. You can, like, in the old ones, if you ran at it at just a weird enough angle, it would kick you off, and that was always frustrating. And where was I going with that? I keep trying to, like, it's been a while since I've recorded, and I finally feel good enough to do it, and I'm trying to just keep faith in me a little bit. Please. Okay, I'll just backtrack, fine. Your parents are trying to kill you. It's 300 RPG choices. Oh yeah, with the last 3 Assassin's Creeds, they tried to make it more RPG with dialogue choices, and I appreciate their wanting to branch out, but it kind of feels like they don't know what they're doing, because everybody talks more rigidly now, kind of like how Mark was at the start of Entanglement, that in my last session of Doom videos that we did, and the reason why I'm not letting him back on my channel in a while, because, like, he told that story about the people that were bothering him before the restaurant closed, like, before we recorded, and he was all laughing about it and everything. And then when we finally got to telling this story on the channel, he was so robotic about it, and that's how, if I actually play the game on this channel, you will see a little bit, like, what's going on with that. And, like, you can either choose to kill your dad that was just following orders from the Oracle, or you can choose to make up with him. And it's kind of funny about that too. I need to turn. How do I stop? How do I stop? How do I stop? Because if I mess up and run into that too far, it will desynchronize me, which is yeah, the whole thing is you can access very accurately your ancestors' memories through something called the Animus, something that I should have should have said before, but I was more focused on the history parts than anything else. Like, yeah, it's basically like the next level of virtual reality where you can feel everything inside of the experience. Like, and I've kind of thought of this idea before with, like, what if when you were playing virtual reality or something that you were wearing a vest, like, say you were playing a shooter or something, and it would vibrate every time that you got shot, so it would be a more immersive experience, right? Like, the Animus is like that, but, like, on a trippy, very, like, intricate level. And let's see here. RPG elements you can make up with your dad or you cannot. And he regrets what he's done, and he has another family. You have, like, a half brother that is also a warrior. Like, this is the whole, like, war between Sparta and Athens, by the way. And if you are a completionist, a perfectionist like I am, like, don't worry about... Oh, jeez. I gotta... No, not hide all icons. What? Okay, everything's back. It didn't have an option for all icons, so I was like, what's even going on here? But yeah. What was I saying? Something. The Animus. Yeah, right. Like, there will be these, you can take care of the leaders in each region. Like, I go over this right now, and it says that stop it. That it is controlled by Athens right now, and you can be on one side or the other. Your dad is on the Sparta side, so, like, but that honestly doesn't matter, though. Like what you go after, it doesn't affect the story, and you can't get them all to one side or the other because you deal with it, and then you go, like, one region away and it changes. So you can't do it all. But right now I am at the point where you are trying to look for your mother, I guess, because I guess that the cult wanted to kill her too or something, and you... Okay. I am losing touch with this. Wait, oh yeah, that's right. If I zoom in, the gold things are all the photos that I've taken in photo mode, and I am very obsessive with that. Like, anything that looks good, I will... Dang it. I wish that my controller would quit messing up. Like, this is but yeah, I just got to... Because this is... I cleared the map before, and it took about as long as it did this time. And I went to here, but I didn't save before then, and you know how I said before that combat at this level isn't supposed to be hard at all? Especially like if you can manage it, you can sneak up behind a cult member and hold triangle, I think it is, to assassinate them, and it'll just be like a quick, easy thing. And it's supposed to be like this whole storyline that leads you to this mystery person. And quit it, jeez. Jeez. It's like I'm fighting with my own game to play the game that I'm trying to play. Like, can you behave, please? For 1 second? um, yeah, what? Yeah, but when you're on the water, it's, like, really hard, and, you can knock them into the water, sure, but you have to be angled right, and as soon as I jumped onto their ship, like, I was dead. And that ruined half an hour of gameplay, which is another reason why I stop games sometimes for a few months. But you know, I have been going for a long time. I know there were a couple times that I paused and lost my way, and I wonder if I can do like Assassin's Creed Odyssey: A Brief History Part 1 and 2. If I can be like that cheap and just do that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but it feels good to record again. I honestly this month has been weird. Usually thing and like I know like don't talk about your life, but like things at home are usually kind of depressing, and like I can't force good days. Like my brain has to click and just like decide to be nice to me, and it's like I can only record on those days. And every single day that happened, that my brain was nice to me this month, it got ruined, just completely steamrolled immediately after, and I haven't felt practically anything all month. Like I've been dissociating really hard, so like everybody's away for 2 days, I'm gonna try to get in as much as I possibly can, and see if it turns out, you know. um I'm losing the energy to mess with this, but maybe, like, I'm still gonna stay awake. Like, it's only, yeah, it's not even like 4 a.m. Like, I can totally do this. But maybe on something else, you know? Like, somebody suggested something to me, and you will see that in the next video. I know I've been rambling on for a while, and you, want to see me go. Well, this is your chance. Good night and goodbye.